before we've ended up having to deal with Meta. Let's go to the daily time frame with Meta. Meta's kind of lagging behind, man. Lawsuit seeks nationwide changes to Meta platforms. Age limits, time caps for younger users, removal of infinite scroll, and tweaks to recommendation algorithms to prioritize well-being. So they're trying to make Instagram and Facebook and all these apps, Instagram and Facebook mostly, that's what Meta owns. They're trying to make it more usable, less intriguing, and less trying to steal our time, man. Trying to make it a little bit more productive is what I was trying to say, man. Which isn't the worst thing. We need a better life around here. You guys is over there glued to the phone, and it's getting kind of sad, man. I saw something yesterday, or maybe it was earlier this morning. The guy was talking about if you can just learn how to just be bored, learn how to just sit with your thoughts without your phone, learn how to go take a walk without music, learn how to sit without the music, learn how to, sit without the stimulation, because that's where the best thoughts are made. You will get ahead of almost everybody if you know how to just sit there, be bored with your thoughts, and think about what's getting to the next level. What you got to say on that? Any takes on that?
Yeah, we've made multiple videos on just how screen time and utilization, putting it to the right thing, will put you a lot further. Just like what you said, man. I'm glad that Meta is kind of being put in the spotlight for that, because if you could just all happen to scroll on Instagram or Facebook for a while, you get to start seeing like stuff that kids shouldn't be seeing. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? You get in that binge scroll. You get too far, it'd be hard for the kids to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of stuff on there. So
age limits, time caps for young users, and removal of infinite scroll. I mean, that should be what our life is. I was gonna say they didn't know it was gonna get this far, but Social Dilemma says that no, they did this on purpose. They knew they was trying to steal our attention.
No, for sure.
So hey, coming from Meta, man, we ended up bouncing off 580. We talked about that a couple days ago, maybe last week. And since then we are 520, and now we're sitting in no man's land of 580, inching up to 681. I still believe this is a $700-800 stock. You guys got to get into the laggards, man. They're sleeping on Meta, and as long as they keep sleeping on Meta, I'm gonna keep purchasing Meta, and I just keep accumulating in this zone until we get up higher. This is how you benefit. Same thing with Microsoft, like we just saw. Let's check Microsoft once again. Microsoft, like we talked about, they was lagging behind. They ended up breaking out from 355 to a high of 515. And you can't be a part of that if you're not buying when everybody else is talking down on Microsoft. Nvidia. We've talked about Nvidia, man. We even had Flash breakdown Nvidia a couple weeks ago. When Nvidia was at just a couple weeks ago, July 29th, the market was sitting at the bottom, man. This is why it's important to continuously buy. But especially if you were looking at Nvidia, that was less than $200 at July 29th, and that was around the time we talked about it for sure. And now we're at $222. Give a round of applause to the people who stayed into Nvidia, man. To people who bought Nvidia, man. To the people who taking advantage. You got anything to say about Nvidia, brother?
Nah, just about all of these companies as a whole, for real. Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta. These are all things that people use on a daily basis. So, just that, having that in mind, it would be something extremely catastrophic for these companies to, be bad, right? These would be bad companies. If it would be something crazy that will happen. These are companies that are staying forever, right? Everybody uses Meta. Everybody uses Meta of some sort. Everybody uses Amazon as well as the cloud services, right? Nvidia is still producing chips. All of these are companies that aren't going nowhere. So what you talk about a lot is picking your favorite one out of the 7 or the 8 now, whatever. But the 7.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, and riding with it. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
What I'm saying? Flash might sit there and choose Nvidia. You know what I'm saying? I might choose Meta. You know what I'm saying? My boy might choose Apple. You know what I'm saying? Another one of our homeboys might choose Google. I mean, all of them are eating. You know? So if you just choose one, I just spoke to somebody the other day. They asked me, "Hey, bro,
real quick,
you seen that?"
Yes.
It was like, "Hey, bro, where should I start when it comes down to getting? What companies do you suggest?" I'm gonna say the same thing over and over. I mean, just look at what's already around the world. That's what I was taught. That's how I learned. That's what works for me. That's how you just don't make it complicated. I mean, you already are using Google. You already are using Amazon. You're already using Apple. You're already
Plus, you're spending your money on literal bullshit every single day. So, like, there ain't no way for you to be trying to worry, or for you not to worry about your future, just off the simple fact that you're using the companies that aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to be around with your kids or having kids. You feel me? There might be something better. Like CoreWeave, that's top tier. I ain't gonna lie.
There you go.
Good middleman.
Good middleman. So it's like
these guys are staples.
Exactly. For the beginners, go choose them staples. Go get that VOO, that SPY. Go get that one tech company, Meta, Apple, Google, which one. And then once you establish yourself in the staples, man, go look for a CoreWeave. Go look for a
SoFi,
Netflix, all the Robinhood, all the companies that we talked about. Then you go start to risk that money a little bit so you can make a little bit more money, right? But even with that, we talk about not being going to spend your money on BS when it comes down to your day-to-day life. But even with trading, for my traders, don't get so caught up trying to make that everyday money, and then you look up 10 years from now and you might have had you good 5K days, but you ain't got 5K in the portfolio.
Right.
Get you some assets, man. Get you some assets. You got any companies you want to talk about up here, brother?
I actually wanted to touch on what you just said, bro. I just messaged this dude yesterday who asked me how much he needed to start to get into the stock market, and I really kind of looked at him like, you're worried about the wrong things a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about, I showed him Full Circle Wealth. He appreciated the work that we, putting in. And I was like, bro, he's like, bro, how much does it cost? Or how much is it? I was like, man, I didn't tell him right then and there, but I overanalyzed the situation. Like, he was a black kid.
Yeah.
He's 18.
Yeah.
No. He's like, I think he was like 19, 20. Regardless. I'm like, bro, your mind, I didn't tell him this, but your mind ain't in the right place, bro. Like, it's not about how much money you got to get in, because then that's that pressure that you're putting on yourself. Damn, I got to get 1,000. Damn, I got to get 500 to put into this market. But how soon can I get in should be the right question, instead of how much does it take. You know what I'm saying? Because off the rip, that question subconsciously, he's telling me that he's worried about the gains. He can't lose yet. You know what I'm saying? He's not really worried about the loss. And a lot of people are like that. This is a kid at the end of the day, right? So a lot of people today that are older than Full Circle Wealth are still scared to lose their money. It's not like it's not a risk in their mind. It's a loss. It's not the fact that they're taking the time to study something. I was like, damn, I'm putting my money, my hard earned, somewhere that I don't know nothing about. Like,
yeah,
it fucks with the psych.
It does, man. And that's why, we try to do our best to help you guys at least learn a little bit more, know a little bit more about it each week. But at the end of the day, you really not gonna feel comfortable doing nothing you don't understand, man. The more you understand this, the more you're gonna be like, I need to put my money in.
Yeah.
So keep
early to better.
Doing that research, do that due diligence. If you guys want a book that helped you and it helped both of us, we read with the community last year, Psychology of Money.
Man.
Just get that fear of, well, how much should I start with out the door? Get that out the door. If you stay consistent and you invest $5, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, $5 every 2 days, $10 every 2 days, $10 every week, and you grow over time. It's more about how long can you do this? Can you do this 20 years? Because if you can do it for 20 years, while the other person is gonna cap out after 2, 3 because they didn't get their returns, you're gonna be off to the races, man.
Okay.
It's all about how long you can stay in this game, man. And once we learned that, that's what changed our whole shift in mindset. We was doing this no matter what, but then we learned that ain't nothing you can do.
Really,
ain't nothing you can do, man. We gonna pass everybody up just by keeping that stamina. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping that stamina and keeping a steady pace. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works for us, because you got to find what works for you, bro. This world will get you caught up.
No cap.
This world will get you caught up. Don't worry about what Flask and Go Getter are doing, right? Worry about it in a way where you can learn from it, but then go find your own arsenal. That's how I did with the other people. I had to stop worrying about what the people I was looking up and who taught me were doing. I had to go, enough at this point. Go look in the mirror and figure it out.
Exactly. And that's the best approach to those type of things, because not everybody's gonna hold ain't nobody gonna hold your hand, especially when you get to the age of, gotta excuse me, got to fend for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get in that bag, man. Go be an adult about the way that you carry yourself. I do want to talk about gold real quick, man. We got SPY consolidating.